Hello and welcome back to Extra Astrology, my amazing extra astrologist. Today, for you guys, we have a pick a card reading concerning what makes your personality attractive. So, guys, this is not just about the physical. I know we've covered a lot of bases on in terms of attractiveness, but today we're gonna just go and dive into the personality, right? Which is huge. So if you guys would like to have personal psychic readings, you can get those in the description box. It's a really quick process, and they are the cheapest readings that I see around, and you get good quality because I'm a blunt psychic. I'm an honest psychic, and you can check out the reviews to see what that is. But yeah, so we're building a relationship, a community here. I'm so glad you guys are engaged, and we are continuously getting, um, a stronger bond. So let's just get right into it. This is group one and group two. All right. And guys, I got a comment the other day concerning, maybe in the thumbnail there's three pictures of cards. And I do that because sometimes I do three decks, but I really do like to do two decks a lot of the time because I feel like it gets more um it's a lot more efficient. So, this is group 1 and group 2. What makes your personality attractive? All right, beauties, we're just gonna get right into it. Get right into the tea. All right, group one. We have got the Nine of Cups, the Hermit, the Five of Cups, shape shifting, completion, and the Shaman. Wow, okay, group one. If emotions were a person, what I'm seeing is that there's so much water energy in this group. And there's just so many emotions. But what I'm hearing with the shaman is that your guys' emotions are so controlled and you are so emotionally intelligent. Your emotional IQ is really, really good. And that's interesting because it's like you guys know when to break away from something. You know how to, when the time is right to end bad habits, and you can tell what works for you and what doesn't, right? And so that is an attractive trait because a lot of people don't possess that quality to be so in tune with their emotions, right? A lot of people try to hide, but the thing is, you guys know when to break away, right? So if a conversation is about to get really, really intense and you feel like you're about to do something or say something that is just not even remotely the truth, you know when and where and how to remove yourself in a healthy way from that situation. I'm also hearing that you guys are people who recognize that you can at times have toxic traits and characteristics, but you're not afraid of that. You're not afraid of knowing what isn't good about you, and the fact that you know that, like, I'm just hearing when people see and talk to you, they feel as if you're such a wise and knowledgeable person because you are so in tune with, like, not just your own things, but like I hear you guys, even if you don't read a lot of books, the books that you do read are some of the best. Like, you know how to choose very well. So that's another aspect of your personality that is really attractive. Like, you know how to choose so well the right things, right? You have great taste. That is the word. You have great taste. So, like, people listen to you whenever you recommend a movie. People listen to you whenever you recommend a book because they're like, it has to be good if this person is into it because they're so blessed in terms of knowing what is and isn't, you know, viable or worth someone's time. um I'm also hearing that sometimes luck really is and surrounds you, But the thing is, you put yourself in situations where you are open to appreciating and getting luck, right? So I'm hearing you guys are always in the right place at the right time, right? Um, and I'm also seeing, I'm picking up on scorpionic energy with the shape shifting and the hermit. I'm picking up on scorpionic energy, transformation, moving and changing and doing it so effortlessly. So that's another aspect of your personality that people like, is that you are someone who can change like how clouds move through, right? When a storm is just hit and some clouds are just moving away, you guys are kind of like that. You can move through different circumstances, and you also are someone who is diverse in thought, right? And your personality is so eclectic and it's so magnetizing that you can really move through life. I don't want to say easy because nothing is easy, but easier because you can communicate, right? I was just watching a Howard Stern interview with Paul McCartney where he was talking about like why he didn't grow his children up super rich, because he wanted them to have the ability to talk to anyone, right? The postman, the, I don't know, the cleaner, whatever. So I'm hearing that something that you guys possess is that you can talk to anyone. You literally can talk and communicate and relate with anybody and make anyone comfortable. Period. Um, and you guys are also the type that there is a bit of a stubborn-esque energy to you, but it's not stubborn to the point that people think you are annoying. It's stubborn in some like an attractive way, right? Because you're stubborn on things that matter to you. So you have a lot of passion behind things. Like, for example, if you're debating with someone and it's about some terrible topic, I don't know, like world hunger, right? And you feel as if there is a way to solve world hunger, but the other person's like, oh man, I don't know. You're someone who's going to be stubborn in your answers, stubborn in your argument, and you're just going to be like, dude, we're not ending this conversation until you understand that no, there is a way, there is a way we can solve this, right? And so that's another aspect of your personality that's super attractive, is that you're someone who is a solver, right? And you're not going to stop until you get to the bone of something. So that's another scorpionic tendency placement. Me, I'm a Mars in Scorpio, so I can totally relate to your energy. And a quote basically, if you guys have Mars in Scorpio, which maybe some of you do, or Mars in Aries, is that we are people that might be more scorpionic than sun and Scorpios, right? So that's why you have to pay attention to the whole entire chart, guys, because other aspects are so important, so Mars and Scorpio people definitely want to get to the root of things, and we're not going to stop until we get there. Like there's not a point in which we stop. Okay. And you guys also, something very attractive about your personality is that you like to solve, or I'm my bad, you are not someone who wants to be the status quo. So if you grew up in a family that was pretty well off, and where you could have got everything that you ever longed for, a lot of you might have shied away from that, rebelled against that, because you're like, I don't want this, and I'm not that person, and I'm not going to be that person. I'm going to move away from the status quo. And it's not in a way that's like Aquarius, where it's like, oh, I'm just a rebel for no reason. No, like you guys rebel for a reason. Like there's power behind it. So, and there's leadership qualities in your personality as well, which makes you very attractive, right? So there's leadership qualities, but it's almost like you guys don't want to be leaders, but you just get that because it's natural, right? It's just a part of who you are. And so you end up leading people without even trying. Which is really interesting. That's how what some of our best leaders are chosen, right? Is they become leaders without even trying. Like freaking, I think George Washington didn't want to be president, right? And then he just kind of became president because we were like, it's you, man. So you guys are definitely that person, due to your personality, where it's like people will pick you to be the leader, the teacher, whatever, because you just seem like you can dominate a room, or you can really change the tide of how people respond to things, right? And there's some element of control, right, that I'm hearing in your personality, where you guys love to be in control, which can be considered something that is not unattractive, but for you, for some reason, it's attractive, and it's attractive because, well, I'm hearing in a sexual way, a lot of people are into that when they're with you, so they like your domineering or dominant things, consensually in a bedroom, and also just like there's a side of dominance that is attractive, right? That is healthy in a way. So you guys are not unhealthily dominant. It's just like you wanting to take control of things when you see that people just don't know where to go. They don't know what they're doing. So you're just like, okay, let me just take over, because I'm seeing that people are really struggling here. And then yeah, with the luck and with I'm hearing something else that I want to pick up on. Oh, okay. So like with intuition, right? I'm hearing a lot with the moon energy, hermit, all that jazz. You guys definitely have an intuition coupled into your personality that people trust. So they, like I said, they trust the things that you say to them. They trust they trust what you say because it's been proven right and right that maybe you know things that they don't, and it's intuitive, right? It's you trust your gut because your gut 99% of the time is right, and not in an anxious way where it's like, oh, can I trust myself? No, it's like you guys are right. So if you needed validation on that, here it is. But yeah, group one, that is all I have for you guys. Have a beautiful day and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, please check it out in the description box. Personal readings are $8, I believe. $8. Alrighty. Group two. Let's get right into it. What makes your personality attractive, guys? We have the Ace of Swords, the Six of Cups in reverse. We've got the Eight of Cups in reverse. Purification. Wake up call. Balance in reverse. And we have got the Blasted Oak. Okay, so group two, what I'm picking up in terms of attractiveness coupled in with your personality is that you guys are people who don't want to look on the past. What I'm hearing is that you have I don't want to say a forgiving energy because you're not someone who forgets things, right? And to a level, you're not going to forgive everything like someone who is a Pisces or someone like that, right? So you're not someone who's completely forgives everything, but the thing is, you're not going to dwell on the past. You're not going to sit and talk about things that happened 5, 10 years ago, or even 2 years ago. Like you guys are the type to be like, and I'm also hearing this has to do with things that were good in the past and bad in the past. You guys are just someone who wants to live in the moment and move through to the future. Like that's what is the pushing force in you, right? And people love that about your personality. They love that and they find that super attractive in you because a lot of people, and mostly people with water placements, seem to hold on to the past, okay? They're always thinking about their childhood. They're always thinking about things that happened to them, traumas, all of this. And so for you guys, what I'm hearing is that you're not the people who definitely keep looking on things. You're definitely that person where like, say you met up with a high school friend, right, out of nowhere, and they just started talking about the past, and they were like, dude, remember when we drove all the way to Canada or something, and that crazy thing happened and we were arrested, and you're like, yeah, dude, I do, and you won't keep the conversation going, right? Because you're like, okay, can we like move forward? So people love that about you. They love that you can move forward and you can just think about something and just with a snap, let it go. So that's like you guys also, I'm hearing, don't get really too embarrassed about things is what I'm hearing. So you're not someone who like has a bad memory and just like is so embarrassed and can't like go to sleep at night. You'll be like, okay, that happened and it is what it is. I was 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever, and it happened. And we're just gonna forget that and move forward. I'm also hearing that you guys are always chasing the next high. And so your personality could be impulsive at times, right? But you're strategically impulsive. Like you have a plan, but you also will have that plan happen in bump, 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 like in what's the word? Like in succession, right? So you're not someone who's the type to like plan things and have them last or go on for months and months and months. No, you're the person who, if I've got a plan, this is happening in bullet points, and we're doing this pump, 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 really, really quick. And people love that about you. Um, and also, I'm hearing that you can be an extreme person at times. So it's kind of interesting. We're in Aries season right now. So if you have any Aries placements, put your hands up. If you have any Leo placements, put your hands up. You guys are the type who it's like you're not trying to be balanced like the Libra. I mean, and you've accepted you've accepted that part of yourself already, or you're in the process of accepting that part of yourself. Because I'm hearing for some of you, you have struggled in the past with being like, why can't I be like, other people where I can have balance in my life and I can just, live in a routine. But that's just not you. And so by you taking that power, people find that so attractive about your personality that it's like all or nothing, right? It's like I'm either all in or I'm not. And I'm not going to sit here and try to act like I am. I'm not going to sit here and try to act like I'm like everybody else. No. So also something about your personality is that you're blunt, right? And it might have taken a while for some of you to get to this point in your life when you truly have said everything that's on your mind. I'm hearing that some of you just kind of came out the womb like that. You were just like, I'm going to say what's on my mind and I don't really care, you know? But I think about the effect of it on people, but ultimately, I'm not going to allow it to stop myself from being completely honest. So, you guys are actually responsible for a lot of people seeing their true colors, seeing in all actuality who they genuinely are. So that's another blessing about, you know, being in your company and your personality is that people have had a lot of discoveries about themselves through talking to you because you're just one, two, well, bam, you want the real? gonna give you the real. And some people don't want honest friends like that. People say they do, but once they get them, it's like, please lie to me, you know? So that's what I'm seeing as well. Um, I'm also seeing that a lot of you have shown people that it is okay to not follow the trend of how life is going societally. So a lot of you also play, I don't want to say you guys play devil's advocate because I also see you being able to accept societal like forms, right? So some of you are for, what I'm hearing is that you guys are more so on the side of like do what makes you happy genuinely, do what falls in line with your traditions and your beliefs, and don't hate on other people because they don't want to do what you do. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys is that you you don't um you don't subscribe to whatever, I don't know. I'm just hearing that you guys are very supportive. Like there's this supportive energy about you. There's this, friends before everything, community before everything. So I could also be picking up on a bit of Aquarius energy that I wasn't really picking up before. Where there's that like humanitarian aspect. That's what kind of like people make this joke about Aquariuses where it's like where it's like Aquariuses love people, but they like hate people. Like, they love what example can I give you guys? Like Aquariuses are are so hit by like global issues, right? But when it comes to like actually talking to people face to face, it's like, oh my god, really? Like I don't care about that, Sarah. Like it's that vibe, right? So I'm picking up a bit of that on you guys as well. Um, and just tapping into careers that would line up with your personality, I'm hearing that a lot of you would do well in like the public sector or like helping people face to face, right? So, or just like being the leader of that. So, therapy, becoming a therapist, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, something in that arena. where you can, or social worker, it's something like that, where you can really give your say on something because your say is usually right. So you guys are just like so freaking like, I don't know, you're honest like that. Your personality is so almost like, well, for one, people can't label you anything because you have so many faces, but also you're so clear in who you are and your identification of who you are, that it's like nobody could ever break that, right? Nobody could ever force you into anything. You're not someone who would succumb to peer pressure, and that's just facts, right? That's just the honest to God's truth. So that is all I have for you, group 2. Subscribe to the channel, and also for psychic readings, check it out in the description box, and they're only $8, guys. So yeah, let's just, that is the end. And guys, please like, comment anything you would like to see in the future, because I'm trying to pick up what you guys would like to watch, right? Because it's about you. This channel's about you. The website's about you guys. Everything's about you. So please let me know.